How's it going, YouTube? Home Brewers of YouTube. Anybody that's even thinking about brewing some beer, I wanted to go ahead and um, shoot a little video. I just wanted to talk about ways of improving your home brew. So I got a little list here, and I kind of wrote some thoughts down. The reason why I was thinking about this is because I just did a little video on an extract brew, just straight up 20-minute boil extract brew that a guy I know brewed, and he gave me a bottle here. This is it. I'm not gonna pour a lot of it in here. This is his amber ale, and after drinking it for a little bit, my fiance trying it out, what we've came to the conclusion of is that it's really it pretty much tastes like salsa water with like if you put like a quarter of beer in it, and then of like say Killian's, and then add a salsa water to it. That's pretty much what it tastes like. It has no real flavor. It's a Mr. Beer kit is what I've decided, because it's Mr. Beer bottles, so I'm assuming that it's some kind of a no boil extract like a Mr. Beer kit. I'm not saying that these are bad, okay? I think that they're great, and the reason why is because they're a gateway. They're like a way to get people into brewing so that they can step up to the next level and start making even higher quality beer. This is better than a Budweiser, in my opinion. Straight up, I mean, I think that it's better than Budweiser, Bud Light, or Miller Lite, or any of that shit. I think it's better than that. At least you know what's going in it. You're doing it. It's cool. It's not bad. So I wanted to talk about some ways of improving beer, because this beer isn't the greatest. So I'm going to talk about improving beer real quick. Have some thoughts here. One of the first things you can do is pitch more yeast. Go with a yeast starter. Get a yeast starter kit. They're really cheap. Or go buy a mason jar. Start getting your yeast, hitting your smack pack, let it sit out, expand. Go the next day or whatever. Take some Gold Light DME dry malt extract and boil some water. Put that into it. If somebody wants the measurements, look at my video. I have a video up on a yeast starter. Or ask me questions. I'm definitely cool about answering questions if I can. I do work a lot. I'm building a house too, but hey, if I got time, I'll shoot you some answers. But then you put your yeast, set it off to the side. The yeast start multiplying, eating the sugars and everything, and it gets them going, gets them healthy, and gets a nice high yeast count, cell count, before you pitch them into the beer or the wort, which is going to essentially become beer. Another great thing is go and buy a wort chiller, or a wort chiller of some kind. I received mine from my fiance before I even started brewing, because I knew I needed one after reading a lot. I read a lot before I started, but it's better a lot of times just to jump right in and go for it. So spend a little money, get yourself going, and then dive into it. I'm gonna actually upgrade my wort chiller this winter. It's something that I have on my Christmas list. So, but anyway, get a wort chiller. It'll bring the temperature down. It'll help with infections and stuff like that, and it gets rid of some of the shit. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it gets rid of something to do with like chill haze and stuff, and gets some of the tannins, or not. It's not tannins, but I can't think of the name of it right now. But it gets rid of stuff that you don't really want in the beer, because it cools it down quicker and helps it settle out. Another thing is get some kind of aeration system, either oxygen or an aquarium pump with a diffusion stone on the end of it, with a filter to filter the air out of it. I'm going to be switching to oxygen soon. That's another thing I plan on doing. It just helps save time, really. But you want to get as much oxygen in the wort as you can, because then when the yeast go into it, the first thing they're going to do is absorb and eat like as much oxygen as they possibly can to get themselves going and get them fueled up. And then they attack the sugar and start eating the sugar, producing oxygen, or producing alcohol. So you want to get the oxygen level up, and they're pretty cheap to get going on. So think about doing an aeration system. Number 4 would be you want to control your temperatures. So you want to go with some kind of a fermentation controller of some type. Johnson's makes one. I think that's the one that I have. It's digital. They have a dial one too. You hook it up to a freezer. It controls the temperature of the freezer and keeps it at a certain temperature. So if you want it at 50 degrees, you set it to 50 degrees, and it keeps it at 50 degrees. You can put your wort in there. It'll ferment, and you don't have to worry about the temperature going up or down if you're going to do a lager or something like that. So you really want to pay attention to your fermentation temperatures. You don't want them too high because it makes for yeast put off funky shit when you get too high. Excuse me. And I'd say one of the other big things too, the last and final really big thing, is to go ahead and get yourself like an 8-gallon, 7 to 8 gallon pot for brewing your beer in. I mean, when you're doing your boil, a full boil is huge, because the thing with extracts, kits like that are partial boils and stuff like that, you're only boiling, you're only going to get so much hop flavor, even if you're doing where you're adding hops, because you don't have enough volume. You can only absorb so much of the hop oils. So like a lot of the beers I do, I actually don't add the extracts until the boil is done. Right at the end of the boil, that's when I add my extracts. So like your dry malt extract or your liquid extract, all your malts, they go in right at the end. It makes for a lighter colored beer, and you don't have to worry about scorching, getting any kind of off flavors from that. And it makes to where you can actually absorb more of the oils from the malt or from the hops. So you're getting more hop flavor in there, so you get a more flavorful beer. So I never add water to the wort after it's done. I don't ever do it. I've thought about it, and I know a lot of people do, to bring it back up to the volume that they need to be at. But my goal is to fine tune my technique and make sure that I have enough water in the beginning of the boil so that I don't, in the end, come up short. Which is actually what happened to me on my last beer that I made, my Saison, that's in the basement right now. It came up a little bit short, and the reason why is because I haven't been writing stuff down. So I don't do everything perfect either, but I'm trying. And one of the ways of correcting that is go and get yourself a brewer's Bible, manual, I'm sorry, or diary. Jeez. Get some kind of diary going, and that's what this is. Pretty colorful, but this is my new diary. I just started writing shit down on what I've been doing and what I've been adding. Scott's Brew Book, do not touch. And then it goes on. It's got my whole last, as I was going through the process, I just wrote stuff down, and I know I wrote down how, when I made my yeast starter, what kind of yeast I used, when I started, my whole entire thing is written down. So if I'm wondering, oh, how many weeks has it been since I boiled that, I can look it right up and tell you. And I can tell how many gallons of water I put into it in the beginning, which was 6, and I should have went a little bit higher. I wanted to end up with 5 gallons. I probably should have went about 6.5. And afterwards I was kind of like, oh, duh, I put 6.5 in normally. Why did I do that? I don't know, it just happened. I didn't have shit written down. So this is a really good idea. And hey guys, I mean, even if you go out and buy a Mr. Beer kit, or you buy an extract with a hops already in it, it's 20-minute no boil kit or whatever it is, that's cool. It's getting you started. And I just wanted to give some tips on ways of thinking about improving your beer. Because if you're not happy with it, you're the only one that can make it better. Get better sanitizing techniques. That's another huge one. Make sure that you're sanitizing really well. And I mean, just go for it. Get out there, start brewing. Even if you're brewing beer like this, it gets you going, and then you can go from there. It's pretty easy. He wasn't happy with the last few batches he's made. I'm sure he's not going to be happy with this one. He already told me he wasn't. He hasn't even tried this one. I can tell it's watery. So I explained to him some better ways just like this, and so I thought I'd go ahead and share it with you guys. Well, hey, thanks for watching, guys, and keep watching. I got lots of great videos, and another way of improving your beer skills, watch more videos, man. Alright, thanks. Subscribe, rate, do all that stuff. If you have any comments, suggestions, questions, whatever it is, just go ahead and send me a message, and I'll get back to you. Alright, thanks a lot, guys.